So we're currently in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I got here yesterday to meet up with a friend, Zach. Really good guy. He showed me around downtown Santa Fe, and it was honestly incredible. The amount of history and like the amount of historical buildings from like the 1600s. For my Dometic water faucet, the hose broke off, so I gotta get a little clamp for it. So I got Maple and Duncan here with me, and I'm gonna run into Lowe's, grab something really fast. I'm gonna leave them in the car and make sure to leave my truck locked and secure, just because there's a lot of sketchy individuals here. But I'm excited to get out of Santa Fe. Had a great time. I camped last night. It was really difficult to find camping in Santa Fe. All the campgrounds around here are all closed for the winter, even though there's not much snow. I did find some BLM land that overlooked all of Santa Fe. It was really nice. Great sunset and sunrise, covered in trash. That has been my experience in New Mexico. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm very excited. I spent about an hour and a half this morning looking at like 5 different websites and apps trying to find a camp spot, and I found a good one north of Taos, and we'll see what that looks like. Duncan, come here. Get out of my seat. Come on, get out of my seat. Duncan. So you open the tailgate, tricks him out of my seat, thinks he's going out, but he'll be out soon. Yeah.
League in the world.
Oh, hi, Maple. Oh, they're gonna love it here. This camp spot's really nice. I'll show you guys around in a second. Oh, Duncan, come on. Good job. Hey. Hi. Oh, you're excited to get out of the car, huh? Good girl. Good girl. Good boy. Okay, let's go. Oh. Hi, come here, hi. So we're currently in Big Arsenic Campground. It's about 2 hours north of Santa Fe, New Mexico. It is incredible. I'm gonna show you guys around. We are right on the edge of the cliff with a crazy view of a river and the gorge. We are literally the only people here within like a 50-mile radius. I went through a bunch of other campgrounds and there's like nobody out, which means Duncan and Maple can just go crazy. What are you doing? I'm so happy I found this camp spot. My truck is parked right up there, and check this view out. Such an insane view. Can't wait to see the stars tonight. So my current plan right now is not falling. I'm gonna organize my truck, set up my rooftop tent. Seems like it's gonna get dark pretty soon just because the cliff is so high and the sun's already about to reach it. But I'm gonna go set up camp, walk the dogs, play with them, and get some things done. Completely forgot. I should probably go pay for this camp spot. Don't be that guy. So it's $7 a night, but all I got is a 10. I can keep the tip. Pretty excited to be back on the road. The last 6 weeks, I've been in San Antonio seeing family and had a lot of fun. It was great seeing my nephews and my sister, but I really miss camping. Got some updates on the Land Cruiser. First, most noticeable thing, other than this Midland radio thing sticking up here, are these light brackets. And you might be asking, why is it welded this way when it could have just been mounted under the hood and came out of the back to where this space is not needed? I know I'm gonna get a lot of comments on that. I already have. The look, I love it. It's like you love it or hate it, but it's very purposeful. So this is a 330,000 mile Toyota Land Cruiser or Lexus LX470, whatever you want to call it. Has the 4.7 engine. When you reach 330,000 miles, you add about 1,500 extra pounds, give or take, on the roof, the interior, and you go to areas like I do, like I'm currently at 8,000 feet elevation, you run into the issue of potentially, and I say potentially because it's not common, but it could happen where your engine can overheat, especially on inclines in the summer. It's only ever happened to me one time, and I was going through Nevada, and I was on a really steep incline. Like there was a bunch of trucks and 18-wheelers pulled over, overheated, where I was looking at my scan gauge and the temperature was reaching 200 and it was climbing like 201, 202, 203. And at that time, I put all my windows down, put the front and rear heater on, and blasted the heaters when it was 110 degrees outside just to cool down the engine. If you didn't know, if you ever run into a heating issue or overheating issue, put your windows down, blast the heater. It does have an impact, and I noticed a drop. It helped. It went back to like the typical 193 or 195 for my truck. Every truck's different. But my really good friend Chad, he's the nicest and coolest guy, and he's going to be on this channel pretty often, and I'm currently going to do my best to help him with his company. He has a really cool company. I will put it on the screen. His company is called J2 Hyundai Outfitters. He is the coolest guy. He came up with this design on his 200 series Land Cruiser where it spaces the hood about an inch, creating a massive area for all the hot air to come out of. And when this engine is running, even parked, like you can feel the breeze. Like it's a lot of air coming out. When before this would be shut and the air would not be coming out, it would be coming out from like the mud flaps or any open areas, which is not ideal. Chad, thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to doing more videos on this. This deserves a whole video on its own. He bought this tool, I don't know what the name is, but we're gonna use it. This tool is going to measure the exact temps of with and without the hood spacers to get an exact measurement. I have personally already noticed temperature drops. My coolant temperatures are no longer going above 195, and it's a lot more consistently staying at 191. These numbers don't really mean much to other people, but basically what that means is my coolant temps are lower and more consistent. There's no spikes, there's no high numbers, which can genuinely save you. I'll do a whole video going into detail of everything Chad did and what I did in San Antonio, but I just want to do a quick run through just because it does have quite a bit of changes since posted that video of a tour. So I have these V-Gate battery terminals that just adds options for accessories. I have pre-wired in for my fog lights, my bumper lights, my ditch lights, and then this is gonna be for rock lights, and this is gonna be for my reverse light. It's already wired in. I just gotta finish it up. Aux beam switch panel. This thing is incredible, and Chad did a great work at making it look really nice. Everything's labeled, everything is covered. Angles of everything zip tied together. I love this. I'll never have an issue with troubleshooting anything. Please forgive me for the mess. I'm traveling with these two guys, and I spent some time with my family, and I brought back a lot of stuff from Texas. So just ignore all this. But another thing he did, this is the control panel for the aux beam switch panel. You can wire up to 8 lights or 8 accessories to this device. It's awesome. And then here we have the Midland radio with a custom welded mount by Chad. This guy is awesome. I cannot say that enough. Out of all things he did, which this took him the least amount of time, this is by far my favorite, and it is in the perfect position for any time I need to grab that. Another thing I did while I was in San Antonio, I found a really good Toyota Tech down at Premier One Auto in Hollywood Park, Texas, which is funny because I was actually born and raised in San Antonio, and the neighborhood I lived in was Hollywood Park. This shop was behind the city hall of the neighborhood I lived in, which is pretty cool. But spent some money, all OEM, all Toyota. We have the brand new CV axles on both sides, completely brand new Lexus OEM power steering rack. Anything and everything that touches the power steering rack and the CV axles I changed. The parts list was about 55 plus. Every nut and bolt, every spacer, every gasket, every bushing. I even got completely new hardline for my power steering. It's all brand new OEM. I have rotors and brakes all around. It cost some money, but I'm very happy I did it. Maple, Duncan. They are obsessed with pig ears. But yeah, they'll work on this while I finish setting up camp. Duncan, Maple, sit. Sit. You raptor. Good boy. Good boy. Take it. Take it. You always want me to drop it. He's so weird. He won't take it out of your hand. You have to drop it on the ground and then he'll take it. Maple, on the other hand, she does not care. So while they're working on that, I got 90% of the setup done. I just gotta get my diesel heater out. This will be my second time ever using the diesel heater. And I ended up going with the LF Bros Plateau Edition for the elevation. Most diesel heaters, unless they are the Plateau Edition or they have like a special fuel injector, they will not work above 6,000 feet. And that's literally where I'm at 24/7, 365. Got this off Amazon. Been waiting like months for them to have it in stock, and they finally had it in stock. It's worked really well. I used it last night for the first time. And honestly, I had to open up a bunch of windows because it was getting a little too hot. Please ignore this. This is made in 5 minutes in the Home Depot parking lot. This is meant to fit in the window. Just goes right in. You roll the window up on these slots, fits right in. But tonight, I'm going to be using it in the tent, not the car. I'm going to come up with, once this road trip's done, I'll come up with a much more official and better looking attachment for the hose. But this is it for now. So this is the diesel heater. It's all in one. It's a 5 kilowatt, 5 liter diesel fuel tank inside. And so far it's been great. So the plan, just like last night, is to put it as close as possible on this side, right by the nearest to the rear driver wheel. I'm gonna have the DC wire for the power to go inside through the door and just shut the door. It shuts right on it. This unit did not come with a DC wire. It only came with an AC wire. And when I did a test run at my house, it was pulling like 250 watt hours, which is a lot more than I was planning on. Bought this on Amazon for about $8, and now it's just DC. There's no conversion. And it pulls consistently about 35 watt hours, which is literally nothing. With how efficient the diesel heater is and the DC power, I can run it for like 12, 16 hours straight with no refueling, and then my battery at a really good spot to where the next morning the solar panels top it off. So it also did come with this controller. Kind of wish I got the more expensive model that came with the wireless remote. This does not reach the top of my tent. If I'm ever in the car camping, it's perfectly fine. It is an issue where I have no control over increasing or lowering the temperature of the diesel heater or the power, but I do have a Blue Eddy app to where I can shut it off. So what I did last night is I just turned my DC off, turned it back on, and that turns my fridge and everything else back on. But this, for it to turn back on, you have to actually hit hold on this button right here. So it's a way for me to shut it off from up top. Not ideal, but for now this will do. This is so difficult to get on. Oh my gosh, these tiny lines, you gotta get straight on there. There we go. A lot quicker than last night's. Okay. Woo. More scratches on the Lexus. It's okay. Once I get it all the way in, I'm gonna zip it up so the zipper holds up the hose. I kind of did everything I need to do right here. So I currently have this ugly thing up here, but the way it's gonna work is, if I can find it, I'm gonna zip this up first, and then hold this up to here. I'm probably the first person with a Bush Company rooftop tent to use duct tape for their diesel heater, but it works for now. If I can get this going. This is not wanting to cooperate. Not sure if you understand what I just did, but this zipper, there's 3 layers, 2 canvas, and in between there's a mesh. I wedge this through. I'm gonna close the zipper on both ends, from bottom and top. Hold it in place. This big black thing will be in the way, no jokes. But I'll come up with a better solution, but for now it's honestly pretty funny how well it works. If I need to have it higher, I just zip it up. If I wanna blow the heat lower, just bring it down. That's it. The final piece, putting the exhaust on. I lied. The most important part, where all the hot air comes from, you gotta apply that on. These just come with hose clamps, you just tighten them on, that's it. Just like all the hardware for the exhaust. But yeah, there we have it. We got the LF Bros diesel heater hooked up, the exhaust pointing backwards, the whatever this is called, 30-degree angle or close to it. And then we have the air output going inside the rooftop tent. Oh my gosh, they're crazy. So everything is finally set up. I'm gonna give the dogs water and food and hang out, relax, do some reading, and play with the dogs. Just look at them. People always ask me why I go camping. For these two to have fun, to see views like this, and relax away from people, honestly. They're just gonna keep going. I went to Lowe's earlier to get a hose clamp that I needed for my Dometic faucet, and I got the right size. Took me a few trips to get the exact size I needed. Got the hose clamp, and now I can't find my Dometic water faucet. So for now, I'm just gonna have to pour it in. What a horrible life. I gotta actually pour water and not press a button. Got them blueberries and goat milk kefir. Sit. While I was getting my stove out, finally found my faucet. Let's see if this works, because I really could use it. It makes filling up water, cooking, washing your hands, everything so much easier. Let's see. The dogs are currently just chewing on their toys. They're getting a little tired. Oh no. After I did some reading, I ended up taking them on a long walk and playing with them. Really just trying to tire them out before we get up to the rooftop tent, because the little one gets a little crazy up there. Really hoping this fits and works. So that should hold. Only one way to find out. We got movement. Yes. So I am a meat, rice, and veggie kind of guy. I don't really make traditional camp food. I honestly make the same meals I make at home while I camp. Got the rice cooker. I've been made fun of a lot for having that, but it's a mini rice cooker off Amazon and it's great. You can make rice or heat up anything you want. Just add some water, throw it in there, and it warms up. Proteins, veggies, whatever you need. Well, that just failed. Spilled water everywhere. That's cool. So that's the second time that has fallen off, and it's all because I wanted to get a longer hose. The hose that the Dometic water faucet comes with, it fits snug on there, and I've not been able to find anything that fits snug. So I got the closest size, which it fits on there, barely, not snug. And hose clamps don't do anything. I've tried silicone, I've tried super glue. If y'all have any ideas, please let me know. I'm most likely just gonna go back to the one it came with. The hose is much shorter. My reasoning for going for a longer hose is the shorter hose, you can't really brush your teeth with the positioning of the Dometic I have. If you brush your teeth to the side, the faucet just sticks right here. You get water all along your car and close to your car, and then the dogs step in it. So with this, you can step further away from your car. That was the idea, and it worked until about a month and a half of this being used, and now it's just sliding off. Anyways, that's that. I'm gonna fill this up. Some salt in it. So we got chicken meatballs, broccolini, rice, some sauerkraut, I don't even know how to say it. And then we got some Persian torshi, homemade by a family friend. I'm really excited to try it. She made that before I left San Antonio. Torshi is pickled vegetables, and it is amazing. I know it doesn't look that appetizing, but I promise you, really good. Damn. That torshi is really good. She did a great job. If you haven't noticed, so I left both my dog bowls at my sister's house in San Antonio, and for their dog bowls, I've been using my bowls. So eating straight out of the pan it is, and honestly, no complaints. It's something simple and easy, tastes amazing. So all three of us made it in the rooftop tent. I don't know if you noticed, but Duncan is 85 pounds. So getting him up here is a process. I got him up, and diesel heater is on full blast. It is about 22 degrees outside, and it feels very warm and toasty. I'm going to try to play with them for a few minutes and then go to bed. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning. Dude, stop. See you guys later. Maple. Hey guys, what are you doing? What are you doing? this camp spot is amazing. Like the views here are just incredible. I don't know if the camera's picking all of it up or the sound of the river. I had the most peaceful night ever. There was not a single sound, no coyotes, no birds, no nothing. Just literally no sound. Like the sound of this river, for some reason, when you go up like 40, 50 feet where my car was parked, you don't hear it. So it was just nothing. And it's been a while since I've had that. Being in San Antonio, Texas for, I don't know, 6 weeks, and the last few nights camping in Roswell and Santa Fe. Those were good spots, but you get a lot of sounds from the highway. You got people driving by, coyotes all night, which my dogs are not a fan. Duncan, he will be on high alert and he will not bark until something is approaching us, which I prefer. The little one, the second she hears anything, even if it's just like a pencil dropping, she'll freak out and start barking. And last night was the second time I've used that diesel heater by LF Bros. And man, I gotta tell you, it works so well. We are about, I'll put the actual elevation, I'll look it up and find out, because I think it's like 6,000 or 7,000. I may be wrong, but it's gonna be right here, right there. It worked really well. It's silent. There's no sound. The only sound you get from the diesel heater is the air coming into the rooftop tent, which I don't think there's anything you can do about that. A lot of diesel heaters, they have the ticking sound from the fuel injector. This one is completely silent. Being that it was the only, like the second time I've used it and the third time it's ever been on, I'm gonna keep using it for the next 4 weeks, literally every night while I'm camping and doing this road trip, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. I want to do a long-term review on it. Enough of the talk. This view, guys, this is incredible. I highly recommend this camp spot. There's about 4 to 5 campgrounds on this highway, and based on what I read online, this was like the most favorite, highest reviews by people, and I can see why. The other camp spots do not have this view. You're a little further back into the national forest. Being wintertime, if you guys have a diesel heater or a really good sleeping bag and want to create a fire and know how to keep yourself warm, highly, highly recommend coming here in the next month or so, or as soon as possible. There's literally nobody here. The park ranger drove up this morning, said hi, that's it. So if you're looking for a peaceful getaway that is an actual campground where there's not dozens of people being very loud and interrupting everything, check this spot out. It's really pretty. Get up, dude. You guys are crazy. Maple, stay here. Oh no. What are you doing? Maple. Hey, Maple. So we're all packed up, ready to go. I'm gonna go throw some trash away. I'm really excited right now. We're about to head into my favorite state, Colorado. There are a few camp spots that I really wanna go to and I'm excited to see for the first time. This is the rare time that I actually went to a campground. I'm usually in dispersed areas, but this is my first time in New Mexico camping and I had a lot of trouble finding anything. So the future videos will be more dispersed, more off-roading. But yeah, if y'all wanna see more camping videos of me and my 2 dogs, subscribe, like, or don't, just keep watching. I don't mind. But there's gonna be a lot more videos like this and I'm really excited. If y'all have any recommendations for Colorado or Utah, please let me know. I've spent a lot of time in Moab, so I've camped and done every off-road trail in Moab, but I really wanna go more north. So if y'all have any recommendations, please comment down below. I'm looking forward to seeing those. Thank you guys for watching and see y'all in Colorado.